Ah, uh. What's up, folks? Welcome to Pokemon TV Unlimited. I'm your host, Pika Papa, and I'm wearing pajama pants. So anything that I have to say is just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I will be putting up some kind of evidence over here periodically. Hopefully, it aligns with what we're talking about and gives some ethos to what I'm going to be presenting to you guys today. We're going to be talking about the Pokemon market. I know it's been a while. If you guys are faithful watchers of the channel, you know we just moved. We're in the new house, about 8 weeks or so. A lot of moving, a lot of cleaning. We have 2 small ones, so a lot of taking care of babies. And this has been a rough flu season. I'm sure you know someone or you've been sick recently. My wife just got sick for the second time, back to back. And someone's been sick or getting over sickness for the whole time we've been here. So it's just been rough to get videos out. Plus, partly there's not a lot that I really want to, with new expenses and everything, we're trying to kind of play it tight. And there's nothing that I really want to splurge on or want to open really super badly. That's part of the reason, which we will talk about Scarlet and Violet a little bit here in the beginning, and then we'll move on to Sword and Shield, and we'll go further back, and we will talk about Sun and Moon a little bit and what's going on in the overall Pokemon market. So let's get into it right now. Is the Pokemon market good? I would say yes, it's good. It's pretty healthy. Definitely the hype is down from the boom of 2019 and 2020 and 2021. But that was just kind of insane. And I know that's about the time that I got in, and I know a lot of other people got in and a lot of those people got out, but I'm one of those people that kind of stick with stuff. And so I'm in for the long haul, and I'm super vested in Pokemon, as you guys know. You guys seen my closet video. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm in it for the long haul, and I know some people have moved on. We see some stagnation in certain products. What that means is they're not really going up or down, maybe down 5%, up 5%, down 5%, kind of just staying. Sales are kind of low. The volume of sales are kind of low. In other products, we see a boom. Obviously, let's start with, let's just kind of go back. Like I said, we'll start with Scarlet and Violet. The sales have been down. It doesn't seem like a lot of people are super interested in the new Pokemon. There are some people that are, and there are some people that are totally aren't. And then there's a lot of people that are probably in the middle, kind of like me, where they like it, but they're not trying to rip as much as they did during Sword and Shield. There's some people like me that probably ripped way too much and are probably trying to take a couple steps back and really analyze how they're spending their money and trying to spend it a little smarter. And that's what I think people are trying to do. Scarlet and Violet, I think there's a lot of good deals. I know there was those TikTok deals where people were getting booster boxes in like the 70s and 80s. And you always kind of hear stuff like that. I've never really been able to take part of any of those kind of crazy sales. I have recently bought some Scarlet and Violet booster boxes at $90 shipped. I buy from Zulu Games, which you will probably be seeing a couple of things up here on Zulu Games when I talk about things like that. I like them. I believe they're out of Washington. It's like a coffee shop, game shop, enterprise over there. And there's no taxes in sales tax over there. And then they do free shipping on anything over $100. So when you buy at $90, you're getting it for $90, which is really a huge difference. If you buy at other places, $90, sometimes they charge shipping, which I usually don't buy at places that add on shipping because it really kind of kills my margin, kills the price I'm trying to get at the box. And then if you buy at most places, you're going to be seeing taxes, especially if you're buying here in California, about 9%. So if you buy that booster box at $90, you're going to be looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $98, which is closer to 100 than it is to 90. So you're basically getting it about at 100, and 90 is better than 100. So if you want some Scarlet Violet booster boxes at $90, I would go check out Zulu Games. That is ZULU. I use them all the time. I also buy a lot from Smoke and Mirrors. They usually have pretty good deals. And then I buy retail sometimes when I'm doing openings, but I mainly try to buy from those two sources because of the prices and the reliability. I do buy off of eBay sometimes. The people on eBay that are selling for good prices, catalytic collectibles, Pete Football X or something, whatever that name. I'm sure you guys know who that is. He usually has pretty good prices on every kind of collectible product. And Susie is one that I buy from that usually has pretty good boxes, especially if you're buying sealed cases. And then also, they charge a lot for shipping, but the price that the not Susie, this next one I'm going to talk about, the price that they eventually sell for in the bidding is Probostine. They charge like $50 shipping, and I like to buy cases and stuff from them because you can usually get a good price on it, and they charge a lot for shipping, but you don't pay much for the box, so it evens out to below MSRP, way below MSRP on great sealed products. So if you're looking at sealed cases, that's somewhere Probostine on eBay is a good spot for that. I think Scarlet Violet is a good buy now. I think people are going to warm up to it, and then people that missed out on that, the people that left the hobby, that and eventually come back, because I think that's kind of what goes on. See, even talking, I can kind of feel my sore throat from my prior sicknesses in the past couple of weeks. Come back. Excuse me, I'm not used to talking this much. I think the people that left the hobby are going to come back, and when they do, they're going to want to kind of open those boxes that they missed out on later down the line. And then Pokemon just it kind of goes in a flow, and we're in a kind of stagnant, slightly down market on a lot of items, but we'll talk about some of the items that are coming up later down on Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon. But Scarlet and Violet in particular is very stagnant, but that means it's a great opportunity to buy. I'm still buying Scarlet and Violet sealed as much as I can afford at this point, and when I can, and we will be having Paldean treasures coming here soon, and I will be opening a Pokemon Center ETB there, and probably some of the sticker collections. I'm probably not going to rip too much of the product in the beginning. I'm going to kind of see what happens. Specialty sets have been a little stagnant as of late. Just talking about Sword and Shield. Really, besides Champion's Path, you can get any specialty set for at or below MSRP right now, excluding celebrations as well. Speaking of celebrations, well, we're on celebrations for a second. We see a little about 5 to 10% dip in a lot of the celebrations product. I would not be alarmed at all. I still see celebrations doing very well in the future. It's already gone up. Every item's almost gone up 50 to 100%. But like I said, minus some retrace right now of 10 to 15% on some items. In particular, we could point to, hopefully it's right here, the Ultra Premium Collection. If you've never gotten an Ultra Premium Collection or added it to your sealed collection, now might be a good time. It's down about 10, 12, 15% off its high, a little over 400. It's down to about 360 right now. You can get some deals on it. And if you search around, you might even be able to find it even lower in the 350, 340 range, which is really good. The last time I bought, I believe I spent a little over 300. And then the time before that, when there was that nice little dip, I got it for 225. I got two of them for 225, and I opened one. So I have two in my sealed collection. Celebrations ETBs are still a buy for me. Anything really below $90 on the Celebrations regular ETBs, I mean, they kind of peaked at that amount and then dropped down. But anything really at this time is what I'm trying to say, that I think Celebrations ETBs are still a buy. I know some people would probably stab me with a pitchfork for saying that, but those are people that are really not investors. People that are believe in the product, and probably more of them agree with me than not. And we are going to be seeing, by the time, I'm going to put it out there, prediction, and I know people hate this, Um, Bulba Squad would probably hate this, who we haven't seen in a while. I guess he's studying to be a doctor. If you haven't seen that channel, go check out his channel. It's pretty good. He hasn't posted a video in almost a year, but some of his old Sword and Shield stuff, and when he talks about Sun and Moon, it's still good, valuable information, and a way to learn really about Pokemon investing in general. He hates predictions, but I'm going to make one. I still see the Celebrations ETB, the regular ETB, being in the neighborhood of $200 by the time the 35th anniversary comes around. And if it's not, I believe the 35th anniversary will propel it in that general area if it's not there already and beyond. So I think that there's still an opportunity to double your money in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe 3 to 4 years, depending on exact situation, economic conditions and whatnot in the Celebrations ETB and the other products. The specialty tins, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about Celebrations, like the Walgreens exclusive tin. That was the Lance's Charizard and the Sylveon, the ones that were a little bigger than the Walmart tins that had 4 packs in them, I believe, and were a little bit smaller. The Walgreens ones are a little bit wider, a little bit bigger, and I believe they had 6 packs in them. They're doing extremely well. They've already doubled. They were retailing for $24.99, I believe, and they've already hit like the 50-ish plus range. They were just less produced. Obviously, any store exclusive item will be less produced, but that one in particular, I believe, was less produced, and I think it was just ripped a lot. We don't see a lot of them on the market, and I think there are probably people holding on to them, but they're definitely holding on to them for the long haul, and those will be an item. If you could come across it now, I still believe in, you're going to see that item go higher than it is now by double, I believe, at some point in the next 3 or 4 years. But a lot of people don't have the patience for that. So that's what I think about Scarlet and Violet. We're gonna have Paldean Treasures. The next one, I forget the name of it. Looks kind of cool. Standard set. It's gonna be the same thing as the other ones. It's probably gonna dip down. Just keep an eye on it. I probably wouldn't buy it at release. I would wait for it to come out, and you're gonna probably be able to catch one of those deals in the 80s. If not in the $90 range, $90, just like all the other of them. But I'm pretty sure if you kind of keep an eye on it, check on it daily, every other day, you might be able to snipe some boxes in the 80s and make a nice little deal for yourself. And that would be a pretty long haul. I like them. I think they're good sets. I think there was just a lot of changes. MSRP change, the border change, a lot of new Pokemon. 151 obviously did really well. Let's just talk about that before we shift gears to Sword and Shield. Obviously a great set. A lot of people came back into the hobby for that set. A lot of hype around that set. A lot of hype around the singles. And I just think that that's a good investment. I don't know how much more I'm going to be buying. I just don't have a lot of spendable income right now to invest. I think I have 4 or 5 regular ETBs, and then I have 3 Pokemon Center ETBs, and then I have 1 Ultra Premium Collection. I bought a case, but I ended up opening 3 of them. I was chasing some of the singles, and plus I just wanted to rip more. I wanted to get some of the promo cards in really good condition, but to be honest, maybe I got a bad batch. All mine were off-centered or damaged or nicked. None of them, maybe 1 out of the 9 that I have might be a good one, because each one came with 3. The metal, and all my metals were off-centered, and just it's a little disappointing, the print quality. I may have just gotten a bad little batch, and I know that there's been 10s out there, so I'm sure other people have gotten better ones. Slightly disappointing, but 151 is awesome. I think I'm okay with that amount that I have. Oh, I have a brick. I have a brick of the bundles that I think is going to do really well. I haven't decided if I'm going to sell it as a brick or break it up. As up until this date, the date of the release of this video, they haven't reprinted the bundles, so, and it's very hard to get a hold of a brick. I mean, they haven't gone down since I bought it. I bought it from Rudy Alpha Investments for like $4.19, I think, and it's still hovering around at that price. And that was shipped to me, no taxes, because he's from Florida. So no taxes over there. I love buying from states with no taxes because it just keeps the number exactly for what you paid for it, and you don't have to pay that extra 7, 8, 10%. Let's move on to Sword and Shield, and I will combine it with Sun and Moon because the stories I think are going to be similar. And as we move and we look deeper into Paldea Evolved, I mean not Paldea Evolved, but Scarlet and Violet, I think we're going to see Pokemon has these cycles, and we're going to see some of the same cycles play out. Once Sun and Moon was legitimately out of print, I mean, when I first got into the hobby, a couple 5-6 months. This is like probably 2020, mid 2020, late 2020. I was looking at investing in some Sword and Shield. I mean, some Sun and Moon booster boxes, and they were all going for in the high 2s, mid 3s, which was really expensive. I was looking at Unified Mind, and I was like, man, should I really buy this? $350, and I just because I can get more 3 Sword and Shield boxes for that. I ended up buying the Sword and Shield boxes, and I'm a little saddened by that because now really kind of these boxes are out of my range. We've seen all the Sun and Moon boxes go into the 4+, 5+, 6+. I was lucky enough to get my hands on one Lost Thunder box. Lost Thunder is kind of a set that a lot of people forget about. It has some of my favorite Pokemon, Tyranitar, Lugia, and Zeraora, and I just really like that set, and I was able to buy it I think at $349 plus tax, and now we're seeing it dip into the 6 or approach into the low 6s, so it's almost doubled in price since I bought it 8-9 months ago. And if you go to TCG Player and you kind of look at all of the Sun and Moon sets, you're gonna see 50, 60, 70% gains in the last 12 to 18 months. I believe the same thing's going to happen to Sword and Shield. I know we were supposed to, I'm talking about Sun and Moon, I kind of skipped over Sword and Shield. The point is I want to show you the connection between the two. We're seeing, we saw like a little bit of downtick over the last 3-4 months, but we're starting to see a little bit of a stabilization and back to upticks on a lot of these sets. We're seeing Chilling Reign approach the 160s, confirmed sales in the 160s, and in the 150s, but we're starting to approach those 160 marks. We're seeing Evolving Skies, which dipped down to a little bit above 400 after reaching 450, and now it's shooting back up, and we have some confirmed sales in the $500 mark, and some in the high 4s, excuse me. I personally am going to put up a box, so if anybody's interested, and you are part of the channel, just message me on eBay if you want, and I'm under Pokemon TV Unlimited. I will be putting up the box today or tomorrow at the latest, but most likely today. This video is going to go up today on Thursday, the 20 whatever. I don't even know what day it is. I've been just taking care of babies and 6 people. It's the 23rd or 24th, whatever it is, Thursday. And I will be putting it up at $495. But if you message me, if you buy it and you message me, hey, Pika Papa always says you got to catch them all, I will refund you 5%. And so I'm gonna put it up at $495, free shipping. And if you get it, congratulations, because you're getting a great piece of collectible Pokemon product. So there you go. What else? We're seeing Astral Radiance, at MSRP of 140, low 140s. Every Pokemon set's at MSRP except for Vivid Voltage, which I have a lot of Vivid Voltage. I think I have 8 or 9 boxes. I might even have 10 boxes of Vivid Voltage. That was a set I really liked. Speaking of Vivid Voltage, we are gonna do a special thematic video, which we normally don't do on this channel, but my daughter and I are gonna have some fun, and we're gonna go on a Pikachu hunt. We're gonna do like a little movie, and then we're gonna do a nice big Vivid Voltage opening, because I still have not pulled a Rainbow Pikachu, and I would like to. Speaking on Rainbow Pikachu, a collector friend of mine asked me if that is a good price at this point. We've seen that card dip down. I believe it's near the bottom If you wanted to add that card to your collection, now would probably be a pretty good solid chance to buy it. Because going back to what I was saying, we're going to see Sword and Shield really mirror Sun and Moon. As we get deeper into Scarlet and Violet, there's a lot of people who wait on the sidelines and make sure there's not going to be any reprints, because we have seen in the past, like an Ultra Prism and what is the specialty set from Sun and Moon that was reprinted. Their Shining set. I'm getting mind blanks all the time lately. Hidden Fates. We saw that Hidden Fates, Ultra Prism were reprinted well after they went out of rotation. And so a lot of people kind of try to sit on the sidelines. And now we have seen that there can be big moves even after boxes reach a couple $100. We could see what's going on in Sword and Shield, and there's a lot of people out there that say, we see what's going on in Sun and Moon, and there's a lot of people that say that Sword and Shield is better than Sun and Moon. So, and if not, at least equal to, we should see something similar in Sword and Shield. The only difference is Sword and Shield was printed more than Sun and Moon, especially the early sets. So there's a lot more product out there, but we've seen the rise of YouTube rip and ship channels, just YouTubers like myself who've gotten in the game, and a lot of other people who've just ripped a ton of product, and so we're ripping more. So it's really hard to tell, especially without defined print runs. It's hard to tell how much is out there. We only can tell how much is on the market. And right now there's still a decent amount of Sword and Shield on the market, but it's getting bought up. It's getting ripped every day. And I think we will see it continue to be the same thing. Fusion Strike has reached, the 145s, the 150s. We're seeing Brilliant Stars bounce back. The ETBs are still, I believe, actually now at MSRP. You might still be able to find some for a little bit cheaper. I think right now the cheap ETBs are Silver Tempest, and I think you still might be able to find Fusion Strike cheap. Astral Radiance is cheap, but the booster boxes are going up, and eventually, Rudy just bought probably half of the market out there in ETBs, and he's sitting on them, so those are out of the market. I'm not a huge fan of ETBs anymore, at least for regular sets. Obviously, for specialty set, those are the main vehicle, and the kind of like the booster box for specialty sets. I think they are still a solid product. I think that the move to only 9 packs in Scarlet and Violet is kind of a slap in the face. 9's just an odd number, literally an odd number, and 10 was just, because it might as well be a regular, one extra pack. It might as well just be, 2 wasn't, really they should have been a dozen in specialty ETBs, and they should have kept the price roughly what it was at, and for a dozen packs. It should be special, and a dozen would be a third of a box, a regular booster box. The numbers would kind of line up a little more. Why they go down and give less and charge more, I don't know. They added the promo, which the promos are cool, but we really haven't seen what they're going to do long term. We know that some of the specialty promos in the past do fairly well. Especially when you can buy them up at a dollar. I don't think they're a bad investment to buy some of them up at $1, and not at $100 or so, but maybe even $100 for $100, and then you sell them for $3 later. You 3 extra money, not bad. And they could go higher. Especially the Pokemon Center ones are, I think, going to be a little more special. But to talk quickly about the Pokemon Center ETBs, I do still like buying them. If I'm going to buy any ETB, it's going to be those ones. I might hold on, like specialty sets. I think it's good to have a couple of the regular ETBs. But I think there have been restocks on Pokemon Center, which, that's for their prerogative. That's their website and that's their business. But they were supposed to be like an exclusive, limited print run special. And we're seeing Fusion Strike come back. Brilliant Stars is still up there. It's been up there for a long time. Some of the other ones, I can't name every single one, but some of the other ones have come back after being out of stock, which only means to me that they either had more printed or they reprinted it. In either case, we don't really know how much is out there, and we don't know how really different the runs are between the regular and the Pokemon Center. You would think it would have to be somewhat substantial, seeing how they send all the regular ETBs out to all the Walmarts, Targets, GameStops, and whatever regular stores around the world and around the nation. And then the Pokemon Center ones are only available on Pokemon.com. So they should be a limited print run, but with them still being up there and them still being at MSRP, it's hard to really gauge where the collectability is and where the value is going to be in the Pokemon Center ETBs. Not saying that not to buy them, I'm not saying that they're not doing well or they won't be good. I'm just saying be kind of cautious. And anybody who has a lot of Pokemon like me know space becomes an issue. We moved into a bigger house in the apartment. I had them stuffed in the closets, had them under the bed. Now the wife made me put a lot of it in the garage, which I'm not really a fan of, but underneath my bed is full. I have my side of the closet in our closet full. I have my clothes in there too. But I have a lot of Pokemon in there and I have a lot of Pokemon outside. Space becomes an issue, and that's kind of what's turned me away from ETBs and collection boxes. I like to rip one for myself. For the very special collection boxes, which we haven't really seen in a little while, that are special to me, where they're like, wow, this is a great one. The Charizard and the Gyarados ones are not bad. They come with that really nice Terra promo and the little holder. That's kind of an interesting product. It'll be interesting to see how they do, especially the Gyarados one. Well, the Charizard one will probably be already solid because the promo is solid and people like Charizard. But the Gyarados one, fairly popular Pokemon, many people's favorite Pokemon, and it's a GameStop exclusive. It'll be interesting to see where that one goes, especially with usually GameStop really offers nice sales. In the beginning on the Charizard one, I've seen some sales, but now it's really at MSRP or maybe just a little bit below. But with GameStop, we should be able to see some kind of sale pop up where you might be able to get those at a really good price, and therefore it might be a good investment. But again, there's an issue of space. To refocus on what I was talking about, so we can kind of bring this into some context as I wrap up this video. Looking back to Sun and Moon, we see all the Sword and Shield products at MSRP or better. Like I said, of all these guys approaching $500. We're seeing the next one that might approach $200. It's either going to be between Lost Origin or Chilling Reign. And the fact that Chilling Reign might make it, which was printed more than, even though Lost Origin got a reprint, it was printed more. It shows you how strong the set that is. And then we're going to see Brilliant Stars kind of in that mix too, of the next three that might approach 200 and beyond. We look back at Sun and Moon. There's a lot of opportunity that was had there about 12 to 18 months ago. If you got in and you spent the extra dollar and bought a little bit more expensive booster boxes, you were rewarded because they've all doubled in price. The liquidity may be a little bit less liquid. They sell a little bit slower, but doubling your money in 12 to 18 months is amazing. And even if you're sitting on some and you're only selling one every couple of months or whatever, you have a great product that's only going to mature well, and you might end up making more money holding on to it and just selling it. Like, you know, the liquidity might actually end up helping you because you're holding on to it for a little extra longer and might be able to up the price. And then once that customer comes along, you're going to make an extra 5, 10, 15% as time goes on. If you establish a good position in those, I wasn't able to do it. It was a little bit out of my price range. Looking back at it now, I wish I would have. If I had an extra $5,000 to $10,000, you know, got in, 20, 30 boxes of some Sun and Moon, I'd be really happy right now. I was able to get one of my favorite set. I really should have moved on because it was between that and what was the? I assume all these mind blanks. Cosmic Eclipse, one of my favorite sets of all time, was about 500, 550, and I ended up buying the cheaper booster box. Like I said, I got Lost Thunder for about 350. But look at where Cosmic Eclipse now, it's around that $1,000 mark, and you would have just doubled your money, you know, and you would have had this great product, a great set. I want one, so I'm gonna try to get it before it gets too out of my reach. I would love to have one, probably just to rip later, not even for investment, just to rip later. I love the product so much. I love the cards in that set so much. It's really great. And then when you look at some of these Sword and Shield sets, Brilliant Stars is one that I want to talk about real quick. Some of the singles have really dropped. I think the Arceus alternate art is a buy right now. Maybe an investable buy, a speculation buy. I believe the Rainbow Charizard is a speculation buy at $60. I see people getting nostalgic for the rainbows. We don't know if they're coming back later in Scarlet and Violet or later in another block, but if they don't come back, I think there's going to be people that get a little nostalgic for the rainbows. A lot of people hate them on it now, but we don't know what people are going to like in the future. The new collectors that come in, or the old collectors that were in Sun and Moon when rainbows came out, and they come back in later. Some of them are gone right now, and they're going to come back later, and they're going to be nostalgic for those rainbows, and I can see the prices of those really go up. I think the singles and some of the singles in Sword and Shield should be bought, because as we can go back to Sun and Moon, a lot of the alternate art singles, the tag teams, the cards that had value have really gotten up, especially if you look at Cosmic Eclipse. Some of those cards have just doubled in price. Go to TCG Player, go a year back and see where they were. My Arceus, Dialga and Palkia trainer card with N doubled. It's $170 at one point. It was $40 about 12 to 18 months ago, and it's doubled. I really love that card. There's a bunch of cards, very similar stories in Sun and Moon that have doubled, and I see the same thing happen in Sword and Shield. Some of these alternate arts that are just way dirt cheap right now in the $15 to $20 range. If you like it and you're looking to spec on a card, you could do worse. And I'm not talking about buying 50, 100 copies. Buy 5, 6 copies. Buy 3, 4 copies. Keep 1 or 2 that you think are the best ones for grading or whatever, and then hold on to 1 or 2. Sell them when they go up, and it help pay for the ones that you bought in the past. I think I hear my little daughter opening the door. I am going to try to wrap this video up, even though there's a ton more I want to talk to you about. I think I might collect my thoughts again, and come back next week or the following week with another market update and more opinions. If you stayed until the end, I really thank you. It was kind of like a ramble jamble video. I definitely wanted to get something up. I haven't been able to post anything lately, and I've just had all these thoughts. So I wanted to get something up. My baby's about to take a nap, so I gotta kind of shut it down. Thank you for watching, and remember what Pika Papa always says, you gotta catch them all. Bye. Oh yeah, old body, bye.